The reason I'm single, since so many men love to get in my comments and ask me or insinuate that they know why, is because I don't like the way that y'all think.
If I was you, I would have just kept this comment to myself. Like you thought you ate, but the plate's still full. But the thing is, if the black woman is the one leading our community, what the f does that say about y'all's weak asses?
Y'all are coming up with every term in the world just to not call a female your girlfriend.
My daddy said that the reason why you guys consider us masculine now is because the things that we do, you do. So for instance, if a woman says something that you don't like, instead of you either just going, you know what, I agree to disagree, whatever, you want to argue with us. But you call that a feminine trait, or at least y'all used to. Now you guys no longer call those feminine traits. So when we speak up for ourselves, it's considered masculine. Have you ever figured that we're not masculine, you're just sassy?
Y'all, this independent woman, it's not for me. It's not for me. My little tire pressure and need air or whatever signal done came on my car. Now I done put air in all 4 of my tires. Why is it still on there? What more else do I need to do? I put the air in there. I feel like I put enough in all of them. Why is that signal still on?
Whew, y'all. Listen, this was a short clip, y'all. Listen, this is why I said I'm convinced that a lot of women just don't like men. A lot of women just don't like men. I think a lot of women just have a disdain for men because, they want to be men. The women have taken on this masculinity. They feel like they have to be the leaders and they have to take control because they don't have anybody else. And the problem with that is y'all have set the stage. You've let society convince you and hype you up and make you think you don't need a man. And so now you are forced to do it all by yourself. You had a choice, and women fought for equality to be able to have a choice, and they still chose wrong. You still chose to do it all by yourself and then complain when men, don't want to help you with things and when men ain't running to your rescue. So this idea that these men are more feminine and sassy is okay. Look at who raised them. And in most of these situations in these communities, the women are the ones who raised these men and these young women. And they taught the women to be strong and independent, and you coddled the men. So it backfired. You're not only taking care of yourself, you end up going out here because you weren't taught to prioritize marriage and family with a man. That way you don't have to struggle all by yourself. No, you were taught to do it by yourself. Now you're doing it by yourself with 3 kids, no man in sight. And then once you made those choices, you followed the rules of what you were told to do. Now, when that's not working out for you, you're complaining and talking about how hard it is and it's a struggle. And then now you feel like because you had to work hard and you were put out at a young age and you were made to struggle and push the struggle. Now somehow the man that you meet when you're in your 40s, he owes you something. So, once again, I think it's a lot of misplaced energy when it comes to women. I really do believe that. I think the people that they're really mad at is their mothers and their grandmothers who told them this is what they should be doing and put them out and made them go through these hardships and made them these masculine, strong women that they are. I think it's misplaced energy. You're going to blame the men because you probably didn't have a father there, but you don't look at your mothers and blame them for the things that they didn't teach you and the things that they did teach you. Because a lot of the things that they taught you did not benefit you. It did not make your life easier. It actually made it harder. And so this is why a lot of women struggle to this day, because they don't realize that they've been hoodwinked, that you've been sold a bunch of lies. You've been sold a hard knock life. And that's not what when you watch other women outside of the Black community get married and have families and build families. Now, I'm not saying that every married family and all this is all perfect. I have to reiterate that. And I have to make that clear and clarify, because I'm not saying that everybody that's married got it going on and it's all good. I'm not saying that everybody that did it the right way is all peaches and cream, that they don't have no issues. But what we do hear and see is more issues on the front of single mothers who never had any help and they had to struggle from the beginning. We talk about generational wealth and building. We weren't taught to build with a man. We weren't told that a man was worth anything. Every man is a dog and he ain't no good and he gonna do this and he gonna do this to you. So the expectations of what a Black man is supposed to be in the Black community was not something that a lot of women look forward to or aspire to deal with or be with. You already had a negative connotation about Black men when you came out of high school. oh, they ain't this and they ain't that, and girl, you don't need them, but y'all still sleeping with them. That's the real gag. You find a way to have sex with them and make babies, but they're no good for relationships and to be with on a serious level and to build with. Oh, but just go sleep with them and go back to your single independent life struggling. But you want them when you can get something out of them. If they can give you some money, if they can do things for you, you'll accept that. But when it comes to building serious relationships with them, oh, they no good for that. It's psychological warfare in my mind. It's all, it's a psychological game that was played on our women. And I think a lot of our mothers fed into it because they were single mothers and they didn't create any other options for themselves. A lot of our mothers had opportunities to have decent men in their lives who was going to be there and supportive, but they didn't want that. They wanted it's the same thing a lot of women go for now. You want the tall, handsome dude that does it for you, and then all you do is get a baby out of it. You don't get commitment. You don't get a man who's really there for you and want to be with you and build something with you that's solid, so that you can show your kids that it is possible. No, you want the man who does it for you in the bedroom, and that's all you get out of it, a baby, and then he move on to the next, and that's your legacy. That's your legacy. And then the men that would be the good men for you, so that y'all can build together, that will make your life a lot better. You don't want them. They're corny. They're lame. So once again, I say all this to say, listen, the energy that's directed, the negative energy that's directed at men for them not being leaders or them not doing what they're doing, or they weak ass men. Well, you need to look at your mothers and grandmothers who told you to be these strong, independent women, and you don't need a man. So if the men seem weak, it's because the men don't want to do what y'all want them to do, because y'all don't need them. So if you don't need me, why I'm gonna go out of my way to do something for you, and you don't even give a shit about me? I'm weak and lame and I'm all these things, but you only want to use me when you can. And you really don't want to really build anything with me for real, because you don't really like me. You like the gangster dudes who you had the babies for. But when it comes to the good men, oh, they're weak and lame, so we got to be men. No, your mamas taught you to be masculine. Your mamas taught you to be masculine. Some of these daddies taught these women to be masculine too. And that's what they're doing. But now they're saying men aren't leading. How is a man going to lead if women aren't taught to let them lead? If women are taught that they're the leaders and they don't need a man, and you gonna do it all by yourself, then go do it by yourself. Then that's what the men are saying. Go do it by yourself. We'll step aside. We don't need to deal with that, because all you're gonna do is put them down and call them out, because you're masculine and you were taught to be that way. So if the man can't lead if you don't let him. If you're not willing to follow, he can't lead. So listen, y'all, let me know what y'all think in the comments below. I want to hear your thoughts on this particular video. Keep the conversation going. I want to hear your thoughts on this one, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.